Views like this can look really challenging, but I'm going to show you how to sketch any aerial view using my easy sketching method. So I'll start out with 4 tips that will really help you with a reference like this. I'll focus mostly on the perspective. So tip number 1, the horizon line is above the building. So we can see here in this template, the eye line is right above the building, and you can see in the background actually the sky, where the sky meets the land. That's the eye line there. So the whole building is below the eye line, and all the perspective lines go up to vanishing points on that eye line. So in context, we usually sketch a building when we're standing, or we've taken a photo from a standing position. So we usually see that red box like this. The eye line here is at the height of the viewer, where the eyes are there. So often the bottom of the building is below your eye line, so it angles up, and the top of the building angles down. But in this case, all of the angles are angling up. So the bottom of the buildings angle up, and the roof is angling up. Tip number 2 is that I like to start with that bottom angle of the building. And that's because that's really easy to find, that bottom angle. You can set that angle, angling up, then we build out the rest of the shapes above that point, roughly using those as a guide for where the angles are. So we don't have to worry about every single line here projecting to the perfect vanishing point. Now tip number 3, in this photo here, it is in 2-point perspective. There's no angle on them. If there was an angle, that would mean that it would be in 3-point perspective. But that's something to keep in mind. Make sure those vertical lines are vertical for this reference. And my 4th tip for helping make this look like an aerial view is the background. So because we can see trees, landscape, some other things in there, that'll help give it scale and show that it's looking from above. So the first step is to set that angle for the building. I want the building to start in the bottom half of the page. So that's why I drew that blue line there. So we have that dot there. And now we want to set the angle. So I'm looking on my reference, I'm holding my pen there on the reference, and I'm coming right over to the side. So that's setting the perspective, even though I'm not projecting to a point the other direction here. So we come across. So now let's draw the outline here on the bottom to help us with the rest of the building. So I'm projecting most lines parallel to this angle. Okay, let's do that. So I'm going up, out this way. And this bit is straight up. All our vertical lines are straight. So straight up. So we have that bottom angle. So here we're going across. You can see how much it takes. Just a little bit less than halfway. It comes up towards this dot. That line there is parallel to this angle still. So it'll kink there. Now this section here, the front where the door is, follows this one. Might be a little bit lower than that dot that I put. It's all very loose. So I use the basic 2 angles to do a whole lot of that construction. We can think about dividing the building up to a point here and a point there. If we grab that width and turn and go up, it's about there. And then if you want to do the cross, we'll grab that same height and go up, double that up. And let's start doing the outline there. So we go in, and we're thinking about the vertical lines being vertical. But then we go back towards the dot and up again. So go up, and then there's this little bit of a roof over the window, and then up like this, and then we go down to this point. It's all rough silhouettes, and then down again. Now we're going to draw the back bit of the building. So we know this angle here, we've already set that. So the roof is a very similar angle, cutting just a little bit to the right of here. So up there somewhere, going across to there. So the corner is there somewhere. Now we've outlined a huge shape, starting off with the bottom, and we've got a few angles there to help. So like that. So let's break up these bigger shapes. And you can compare to the side of the building here how far it comes down. Similar angle there. And so I can just come down. So you can go up to that. Here. Just draw a line like that. Put a little line there. Leave a gap here. And this one as well cuts across the box. Go all the way down until about the halfway point. Vertical line. So we've done the building, most of the shapes. Now we're going to build around it. Bushes here on the front. I'm holding my pen very loosely so I can get some nice lines here. And then this is where we see the scale. We want these trees in the background, and I've got to work out where they are compared to the building. So the less control I have over my pen here, the better. Now the background. The horizon line is above the cross. Trees in this little forest. And a few more shapes here. Now we've got the shapes, all the shapes, we can look into detail. So I'm going to focus the detail at the front here. Shapes around each of these. But here it doesn't matter so much because you've already set the perspective and you have all the main shapes. So I'm just going through and just trying to add the detail within those shapes. The lines coming down there. Once again, an angle like that would be following that same angle there. I'm putting more detail here because this is more of a focal point. Through a window here. Continue going around. Now I'm following this angle with this between these two. Just make sure your vertical hands are vertical. Okay, well that is the line work done. Now let's get into watercolor. So we're going to start with the sky, make our way down. But first let's start with cerulean blue. Nice brush stroke through the sky here. See if what happens if I add Viridian green into there. And a bit of Payne's grey to take out the saturation through there. So I might add a little bit of sap green in there. Do the warmer section. So I'm going to use cadmium yellow and then a bit of sap green. Start around there. We don't have to touch, just go really close but not leave white capped. And then I add more sap green. Sap green. A little bit of Viridian green to dull it as it gets to the front to make it a bit darker. And over this side. Okay, now we can see that landscape going back. Some Payne's grey for the roof now. I'm going to add some burnt umber down here. Then around just the top of the roof because I'm going to add a bit more of a cooler Payne's grey. The next colour we'll use is cadmium red. Very abstract and loose. You could use a smaller brush for this. So I'm going to use some yellow ochre. So I've covered the whole sketch now in colour. We can let that dry and then we can add shadows. Ultramarine, permanent rose. So the sun here is coming from the top left. The whole thing here and then down the side and up into this corner. Up to there, all the back there. You can add a bit of an angle like that. And then come across, you can see it's just a little bit on that, just below the tree there. And I'm going to let that dry. Now for a few final touches, we add the darker spots and then the highlights. Little dots there, this draws your eye down. So different random sized dots through there. So more broad dots. The last step is to use my white pen. So I've got a Uniball Signo pen across the top of this roof. And these windows, we never did white in there, so I can add in some across. I can actually draw those in. The light will be hitting the left of these trees, so some of the leaves would reflect light on the left. So that's how I sketch an aerial view using my loose and easy sketching technique. You can see there that I set the angle first, and then I built the shapes based on those angles, but it was very rough. Once I had those angles right, then it was easier to do the rest of the sketch. And we're focusing on all those lines going up to a vanishing point. Some are off the page, but because we don't know where those points are in this method, we're just roughly using those first angles to set the rest of the angles as we build up the building. And remember that all the vertical lines are vertical in this reference. I've also got a bit of depth. You can see here it's a bit lighter and cooler at the top. And then we go into the more focus area, which has lots of contrast with a shadow and some highlights. So if you want the full version of this tutorial without all the cuts, then that's over on my Patreon membership. Plus you get the high-res reference, there's a template, and there's a tutorial library there of over 150 tutorials. So you can check that out. You can practice more sketches like this. And I have a beginner's course if you're just starting out with urban sketching. I also have a community where you can post your sketch and ask me any question. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.